Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there lived a young couple surrounded by the cornfields of the Midwest who began to dream about starting a new church in the coastlands out west. They packed up everything, invited some other family and friends to join them, and they endeavored to launch a loving and life-giving church who would bring hope and healing in Jesus' name.
Upon arrival, they purchased an ice cream truck, threw park parties throughout the town, and hosted meetings at the local Chick-fil-A to connect with new people. And then on October 6, 2013, at Hill Creek School in Santee, the dream became a reality as Rise City Church was born.
Over the first 2 years, the initial small team of people grew to a healthy and thriving congregation. Hundreds started attending the church, and many lives began waking up to Jesus, rising to life in Him, and shining to others for Him.
From Sunday services to picnic potlucks to Christmas celebrations to even bringing snow to town center, God used these events and more to help Rise City connect with disconnected people and create a community marked by great joy, generosity, and celebration.
All of this was evidenced by people getting baptized, doing life together throughout the week, serving the local community, as well as helping start another church in San Diego, as well as overseas in Bolivia. Those early years were nothing short of miraculous. The prompting of God to move from the cornfields to the coastlands, followed by the harvest thereafter, declared the Lord's faithfulness to the young couple and those early team members. But the initial harvest at Hill Creek School was just the beginning, because another harvest was about to happen.
Often what seems like breakthrough is actually something God has been working on behind the scenes to bring about just at the right time.
As Rise City Church continued to grow in Santee, the leaders of Harvest Church in neighboring Lakeside believed the Lord was calling them to sacrificially and generously merge into a new and growing church.
In April 2016, a unanimous vote resulted in two churches rising together with great impact throughout the East County area of San Diego.
It was beyond the wildest dreams of those at Rise City to be gifted with a paid-off facility and blessed with an amazing new church family. Rise City now had a place it could call home, and they quickly went to work making it feel like home. They entered into a season of sawdust with interior renovations while continuing to their commitment to be gospel-centered and journey-minded, extending the grace of Jesus to everyone and inviting them to take their next step toward Christ.
During that time, the annual Christmas offering took on a life of its own. Each year's offering constantly outdid the previous. Everything given was completely given away. And it came to the point where nearly $500,000 was being given away each Christmas to various initiatives, people, and organizations.
From planting new churches locally and internationally to giving tens of thousands of dollars to other local churches.
From helping fund the building of a new public library to investing in local schools and teachers.
From providing children in third world countries clean drinking water and one meal each day to helping rescue children from trafficking.
From building houses for families in Mexico to giving hundreds of thousands to people nominated to receive an extra blessing.
It truly was a movement of God that was beyond what anyone could ask for or imagine.
Additionally, in that time, attendance and participation numbers continued to rise. Around 1,200 to 1,300 people were coming to worship each week, with around 60% of them serving in some capacity. There was such a sense of great camaraderie and togetherness.
And perhaps the most exciting and promising was seeing that nearly 30 to 35% of those attending were the next generation. God was not only moving in the lives of adults, but He was moving powerfully in the lives of kids and students.
Lives continued to be transformed, numbers continued to grow, and plans started being made to expand beyond the Lakeside location to other locations.
But then almost overnight, the surge of momentum came to a sudden halt with the COVID-19 pandemic. However, the people of Rise City proved resilient even when gathering together was not a possibility.
Food and canned food items were donated, bagged, and distributed on a weekly basis to help provide for people in their time of need. Rather than attending church, we chose to be the action-oriented church, which resulted in many people experiencing the favor and provision of God.
Eventually, the pandemic subsided and Rise City Church began to gather again in person. But the initial post-COVID gatherings looked and felt much different than before. Hundreds of people have moved out of state, many remained online, and some chose just to no longer attend. This is extremely challenging for a church that longed to be relationally driven.
But the remnant who remained stayed steadfast to the mission, and they continued calling people to wake up to Jesus, rise to life in him, and shine to others. Slowly but surely, people found the confidence to regather together, and a new family was forged that included longtime Rise City attendees and newbies looking to experience hope and healing in Jesus' name.
New faces joined the Rise City staff, while those inaugural entrepreneurial young couples remained, although far less young.
And together they continued to seek the Lord with all their heart, soul, mind, and strength. Take God far more serious than themselves and believe God was far from finished with what he started.
Which brings us to today, 10 years. It's been 10 years since the birth of Rise City Church. And if the first 10 are any indication of what God intends to do over the next 10, then everyone better get ready. For in the first 10 years, consider all the Lord has done.
Nearly 400 people have been baptized.
Rise City Church has helped start 13 new churches, 10 in San Diego and 3 internationally.
There's an average of 1,100 people who attend on Sunday mornings, and 350 plus of those are part of the next generation.
Nearly 500 people are a part of a small group, and 65% of people serve in some capacity.
There are nearly 100 moms who gather together and spur each other on.
We built 13 homes in Mexico.
And we've given away over $3 million.
Oh yeah, and we've eaten over 195,250 donut holes over the last 10 years.
It truly has been an act of God when recounting what's transpired since Rise City Church was just a dream. But with the continual planting and watering of seeds, growth has emerged and fruit has and continues to bear. Kids are hearing and responding to the hope of Christ. Teenagers are finding their identity in Christ. Marriages are starting and being restored in the name of Christ. Addictions are being broken and freedom is bursting forth. Lifelong friendships are being forged, and joy and anticipation for what God still has in store is brimming big time. There's a famous incident from Jesus' life when he transforms water into wine. Within that event, Jesus informs those amazed with the miracle that the best is yet to come. And may it be so in the story of Rise City Church. Miracles have happened, God has moved in indescribable ways, but may the best still be yet to come.